So the markets have been crazy recently, but yesterday we actually had our first calm day, which I think is just before the storm, which is going to start today. Today being Wednesday. So Tuesday, here looking at the general markets, we've had this huge bounce. We've come up to resistance. We actually took out the gap. I didn't know we'd take it out, but then we've sort of hit this area, right? At least on this huge mental day. And since then, okay, there was that retracement. We've tried again and failed. That's like a double top failure. And then down we come. Plus, we just had news that Nvidia is going to, it's not allowed to export whatever it's called H20. So that'll take that. Well, that has already taken down some of the big stocks, Nvidia, for example, and some of the other ones. So the market's already down, and that would make for a beautiful, move back down where maybe we retest the lows. So something like here in the S&P, that will be a good test for the miners because now it's a question of do you follow gold, which they've done, especially the gold miners. The gold miners have just followed gold and they've all got crazy charts looking like gold. The silver stock's not as much. So I'm going to start off by showing you the markets just to show you, we've bounced and now we're going to drop after hours and pre-market. That's what's happening anyway. Gold is doing its usual plus 2%. That's just insane. I mean, 3,300 pretty much. I mean, I remember when everyone was talking 5,000 gold, and I thought, yeah, whatever. We were around 1,000, 600. But now 5,000, I feel like we could not get there this year, but close. 10,000, it's really becoming, you know, obvious that that's where you're going. But look at gold, 2%. Is that because of the latest trade spat with this H20 Nvidia thing? Or is the dollar going back down? I mean, the dollar hasn't even hit new lows. We've got gold making new highs by quite a lot. The dollar is not bouncing down here. It's crazy. It's like you buy the dead cat bounce and then don't expect much of a rally. It'd be interesting to see the DXY here. I don't know if we're gonna flush, make new lows. That's maybe we just hold sideways and finally bounce and go up a little bit because this is a big, big area. You're not really allowed to just flush down as if it was here. But I didn't expect it to flush there. I didn't expect this to come down there. It's crazy how a new trend just continues for a while. But yeah, DXY is weak, gold is up, the markets are down. So silver, right? So you saw gold being up 2%. If we look at silver, it's, what are you going to do? You're going to follow gold, you're going to follow the markets. It's following gold if you had to choose, but not by much. It's up, not even 0.5%. So silver is still stuck between the two. If we look at copper, I like to compare it with copper. Copper is down, not much, but still down. So it's going to be interesting. Oil is another one to look at, like as a barometer. This is the general commodities. So oil is following the markets. Copper is following the markets. Silver is slightly following gold, but nowhere near enough. So the question is when the market opens today, and if the markets really go back down and test their old lows, I think silver will be a bit red, and the silver minus two. And I hope that's the case because I need to buy back. Because when the market bounces, silver's going to go crazy because gold's going to keep going up. Gold's just going up all the time. It'll have a little red day here and there just because it's got to respect the laws of trading, like a day there. Actually, besides that day, it's the only red day. I don't know. But you see what I mean? It's about silver and the miners for me anyway. If we look at the miners, let's start off by looking at GDX. I want to be real quick here. I'm not going to look at the portfolio because it's just, we don't really need to. Right, so GDX made a new high, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. Again, next stop, I love having to zoom out. It's crazy. Yeah, next stop is 55-ish, let's say. 55. So that's quite a big move, but gold is fully capable and is doing it. I'm not selling until 55 because I've trimmed too much. I didn't expect this move, so I'm chilling out on the trims. But when it gets up there, some of the miners are going to be worth a lot again, and I just need to trim. And then if it goes back down, I can buy back not only what I've trimmed, but more. If I actually thought we'd come and fill this gap, but I guess if the market really starts to collapse, then I don't know about the gold miners. Gold can go red, but it's just not happening. It's just the only thing that's green. It's almost the new VIX, except it doesn't go down when the market goes up, and the miners go up. I don't know. We're really in an invincible stage, but I don't want to get humbled too much. GDXJ, same as GDX, absolutely perfect. This is no longer resistance. This gap could be filled if the market goes crazy down and we go down with it because they liquidate everything. But for me, it's all about silver. Silver is still not following gold enough to to avoid a drop with the markets. If the market starts to drop here, look at this SIL. One more move before it hits its 52-week high. Maybe today's the day if silver stays green, even though it's just a little bit. Maybe that's all it needs to go up there. And then it's tagged its 52-week high. SIL of course, nowhere near its old high. Some of these silver miners, I mean, I don't want to go through my portfolio. I don't need to make it a big long video, but just Heckler, you can see it's one of the ones that hasn't hit its old high by a lot. So whilst gold's making new highs every day, and the GDX is making new highs, and even the GDXJ, the silver specific stocks, they're nowhere near their old highs, and that's because of well, it's because it's a commodity. It's not just a monetary metal. And what if the S&P is going to go down today by quite a bit, and tomorrow it might continue and it wants to retest its old lows. What happens to Heckler? We go down to here. We go down, test $5 because it's going to do more than drop here. By the way, I'm putting this as a level, but I'm not buying that. I'm talking about down there, EXK. Down we go to 340 if the market really crashes, and to be honest, even lower. What about my favorite CDE? Maybe not my favorite at the moment, but that will also come down. You can see it's bounced just like the markets. That looks like the S&P. If it looked like gold, we'd be up here. Whereas if we look at Agnico Eagle, that looks like gold. So the big senior gold miners, and not just the big senior ones. I mean, okay, IAM Gold is quite big, but even B2 Gold is big. Just the gold miners kind of own just big ones now anyway. Okay, Barrick Gold doesn't that's a big one. That's got its own unique chart, but you can see it's following gold just from over here or even over here. The beginning of April, down with the market, all the way up with gold. Actually, gold also went down. Newmont looks like gold. So yeah, you've got the gold miners and you've got the silver miners, and there's a big difference. And you've got gold and you've got silver, and there's a big difference. And today, silver is up a tiny bit, and but gold's up a lot. So I think silver follows the markets more than gold still. And for me, that's kind of cool because I think the market's going to go down, and I need to buy some silver stocks back because once this market drop is over, once this trade war is fully understood and there's no more escalation, it sort of de-escalates. That's when the market should go back up again and silver stocks should go crazy up with the market. And I think the market will go crazy. Like all the stocks will go up a lot. But silver in particular will not just have to go up with the markets, but say, okay, now we've got to catch up with gold, which by the way will never stop going up. Um, all right, let's see what happens, right? Good luck.